Human resource isn't a thing we do, it's the thing that runs our business. Let's start by introducing Dr. Nilamra Srivastav, Associate Professor, Head Career Progression DME, Convener of Management HR Conclave 2025. Ma'am is an IIM Lucknow alumni with a PhD in Human Resource and a gold medalist in MBA and Diploma in Human Resource Development. She has numerous research publications in international and national journals of repute, has an authored book on new publication policy, and is a psychometric test expert, certified POSH trainer, diversity and inclusion, and gender sensitization coach. Her expertise in conducting management development programs for Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Defense highlights her dedication to HR excellence. We are truly honored to have her with us today. We now invite Dr. Nilamra Srivastav on the stage to share her insights.
A very good morning to everyone. So it's my absolute pleasure to welcome you all for Management HR Conclave, Industry 4.0, Recruitment and Trend and Practices. It is an honor for us, on the behalf of DME family, to welcome Yuvraj sir, Jyotimay sir, and all the esteemed panelists. Sir, I just want to say that in spite of being so busy, you guys took out time to come in here and join us on this esteemed event. We are so thankful from all of us. Sir, we would be looking forward for a very insightful session. Industry 4.0 is not just about filling vacancies. It is about predictive hiring, automation, and AI-driven assessments. Organizations today are leveraging advanced analytics, AI, and chatbots to enhance efficiency and to ensure right talent aligns with the business needs. P.F. Ducker once said that culture eats strategy for breakfast. But then it was further changed by a lot of researchers that culture eats strategy for breakfast, technology for lunch, and transformation for dinner, which is so relevant with our today's topic, that is Industry 4.0, Recruitment Trends and Practices. I request all my students to make the optimum utilization of this opportunity given to you, and let's make this event a huge success. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for enlightening us on the purpose of HR Conclave and its significance.
A woman is a full circle. Within her, the power to create, nurture, and transform. We are deeply honored to introduce Dr. Purva Ranjan, Professor and Head of DME Management School, recognized among the top 4 emerging B schools in India. Ma'am is the recipient of the Outstanding Mentor Award 2025 by Global Triumph Foundation and Business SN, recognizing her amongst the 50 iconic women leaders of India. Ma'am also awarded Women of Excellence in 2024 for promoting safe and inclusive work culture and actively conduct POSH and POXO training. An MBA and PhD in Management and Master Trainer in Entrepreneurship and Startup Mentoring. Ma'am's guidance has nurtured numerous campus companies and enabled students to win national business plan competitions. We deeply appreciate her contribution to building an innovative ecosystem and eagerly await her insightful address on Women's Day. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Purva Ranjan.
Heartiest welcome to Yuvraj sir and Jyotirmay sir and all the esteemed panel members here. So all the girl students sitting here, all the women panelists and faculty members, heartiest Women's Day, and gentle reminder that every day is our day. So you may celebrate today as a special day, but never forget the contribution of women in industry, which we are doing every day, despite balancing our family, our children, and all the other expectations of society that is shouldered by us. So yes, my message to all the students today, it's since I am an inclusivity promoter, so it's not just about the females who are sitting here, it's to everyone, that let us start making conscious choices and let us choose joy over guilt and fulfillment over regret. Because whenever society imposes the feeling of guilt to us that you're not doing what your father wanted to do, you're not doing what your elder brother is doing, or how many marks he's getting, or the neighborhood Sharma ji ka beta and all those people. So let nobody tell you that you have to get married at this age, or you have to, because you're a boy, you need to go into sales. You can be into HR. We need a lot of male HRs, by the way. And you're a girl, you need to be HR. You cannot go into sales. You can't do touring. Okay? So let us break all these biases. Let nobody tell us what we want to do in our life. Never get married because there is a pressure of relatives and all the society members. Marry when you find the right person. I've never seen anybody dying of marrying late, but I've seen people dying when they marry wrong, right? So, so take your time till you find the right person. Take your time till you understand what specialization you want to do. Don't let anybody tell you that because you have high marks in finance, you have to do finance. If your heart lies into people, do HR, okay? So don't let people make you feel guilty of the choices that you're making, because one fine day you will get over all the guilt, but you will never be able to get over the regret of making wrong decisions. So you really have to understand that guilt is something you will overcome. Regret will haunt you. It's like a beast, it will eat you from inside. Never be apologetic of doing what your heart truly tells you. Very honestly, I did my graduation in chemistry and I realized that that's not where my heart belongs. And I decided to switch into humanities, despite the fact that both my parents are PhD in chemistry, so I was the black sheep of the family. But I realized that's not my call. And I was very unapologetic about it. So make your choices, stand by the consequences, because sometimes it might go wrong also. If you're lucky, it'll go right. It may go wrong, but then start again. Rebuild. Reconfigure yourself. जैसे हम फ़ोन को reboot करते हैं, format करते हैं. So there is no age to, tomorrow probably I'll quit everything and become a watercolor artist. That's what I want to do. To paint and travel the world and paint sunsets and not click pictures of sunsets. So there is no age limit that defines you, no qualification that defines you. You have every day as a new day to begin afresh and make the best use of it. So not just to the women sitting here, but to all the people from all ethnicity, whatever your calling is, don't let anybody decide it for you. And don't let anybody tell you that this is not your time to shine. Every day is a time to shine. And that's what my message to you is, that we at DME will support your dreams, whatever your dream is. We will ensure that you get the right support system, you get the right mentoring, reach out to us. If there's a parental pressure, we'll do the parental counseling as well, but at any cost, we will support you. That's all, and have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for emphasizing the relevance of the following dream careers without the guilt in hurt or regret of missed opportunities. It's very empowering when our role model teachers give such heartfelt advice to the students who are at the juncture of entering the corporate world.
Due to some unforeseen circumstances, Director Sir could not make it today, but he has conveyed his best wishes with us, and thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Disha, for seamlessly leading us this incredible session. A very warm welcome to everyone here. Purvi Rawat and Kshitij Negi will be honored to take this session further. Leadership is an action, but not a position. With such esteemed leaders guiding us, we are set for an exciting and enriching conclave ahead. Once again, we welcome you all to the Management HR Conclave 2025. Let us make this event a remarkable platform for learning, networking, and innovation in Industry 4.0 recruitment trends and practices. We are about to unveil a journey, a tapestry woven with the threads of courage, strategy, and profound dedication to human potentials. We are privileged to welcome a leader whose career is nothing short of extraordinary. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Yuvraj Srivastava, sir. Sir isn't just a group CHRO, but also a visionary architect of human capital at Make My Trip Group, stealing the people strategies of India's travel tech titans. Sir is also the driving force behind the Make My Trip Foundation, weaving social impact into the very fabric of the company. But his story doesn't begin in a boardroom. It begins in the heart of our nation's defense. 6 years of unwavering service in the Indian Armed Force, including active operational deployment in the challenging J&K sector, forged a spirit of resilience and strategic thinking that sets him apart. Imagine the transition from the rigorous discipline of military life to the dynamic world of corporate leadership. So, seamlessly made that leap, bringing over 25 years of transformative experience to giants like Asian Paints, the Oberoi Group, and the PepsiCo India. Sir is not just a participant, he's a trailblazer. As the ex-president of the National Human Resource Development Network's Delhi NCR chapter, he is the shape very landscape of HR. Sir is also a trusted advisor to the Government of India through the Central Board of Film Certification and to industry through FICCI and CII. Sir's excellence hasn't gone unnoticed. He is a LinkedIn Power Profile, a Margdarshak Award winner, and a name each among the top 100 most talented global HR leaders. Sir is a certified coach, a master of change management and managerial coaching. And beyond his professional achievement, Sir is a passionate soul of deeply connected to the rhythm of Indian music and the intricate dance of Indian politics. Please join me in extending a thunderous welcome to the Mr. Yuvraj sir.
I think I was talking to Dr. Purva that it's a crowd of students, wherein all the bright young students from Delhi NCR are supposed to be addressed by people like me, Jyoti, Mayank, and many of us who are here. Should we really talk about trends in recruitment, or should we talk something which really makes sense? And she gave me a permission to talk of whatever I feel is relevant for all of you. So I should start by saying that looking at all of you at the age of between 20 to 25, it takes me back to my younger days. And a couple of lines which basically resonates is, लपक के जलते थे बिल्कुल शरारे जैसे थे, लपक के जलते थे बिल्कुल शरारे जैसे थे, नए नए थे तो हम भी तुम्हारे जैसे थे. So, I think we used to be asked to sit in a very disciplined manner, but I can see many of you who would go over a period of time and do great stuff, not only for yourself, but also for the country, educational institution, and the profession. I think Dr. Purva mentioned about International Women's Day and extremely heartfelt best wishes and a happy Women's Day to all the women in the room. And this takes me back. Yesterday I was talking to my team. I have around 40 girls in my team, and it's around 65 to 70% of a diversity. And I was thinking that what do I really need to tell women? I think, are we really trying to make too much of a differentiation by keeping an International Women's Day? Men's Day आता है तो कोई पूछता ही नहीं है, किसी को याद ही नहीं रहता है. People say that ठीक है आज Men's Day है, so every day is like the same for us. So what I was telling them is that, you know, if you look at yourself as a woman or a girl, either you would be an only child of your parents, or you would be a child who would have siblings. You would have siblings who are only daughters, only sisters. You would have sibling who's elder to a boy or a younger to you. And if you go back, you will see that how you have been born and how you have been brought up in the family, it will be very different experience for different ones. Some of the girls were saying that, you know, I am the elder sister, and my brother is 6 years younger to me, and I'm damn protective about him. I think that I don't want anybody to say anything to him. There's somebody saying that we are 4 sisters and 1 brother, and I think that we all look after him. I said, do you never thought about that fellow's psyche, that they are being looked after? Let him also enjoy the way they are, the way he wants to live. But the fact is that everybody lives his or her childhood, or a girl at least lives a childhood of her own. and gathers experience. So International Women's Day is more about using that experiences and ensuring that you don't do any of those things which you didn't like as a child or a girl child. I was narrating that I am 4 brothers and 1 sister. And I was telling everyone that, I was damn protective. My sister is a couple of years elder to me. And I see the traces of those 4 brothers' behavior with the sister is still in her life while she is 58 years old. She will still hold herself back from really sharing her thoughts very openly. And we all 4 giants would be like aggressive. And her biggest friend or a foe would be my mother. And she would say that this is how you have really brought these folks up. And you guys always put a bit of barrier in my growth and my learning. And I can see that rebel in her eyes at this age when she also has a daughter which is 24 years old. So what I was telling people is that, biggest Women's Day celebration or the resolution is that as a girl, if you have experienced something as a child or while in your growing years, and if you feel that there is something which you didn't like, the time for you is to really look at that and as a powerful woman, try to change that. And try to ensure that when you are a mother, you are a wife, or you are a caretaker, at least bring in those values, and that is how the society will grow and become better for everybody around. It's not about Women's Day, it's about society. Today we celebrate Women's Day because finally we say that world is a bit disparate. Things have been different. Government also has reservation policies. People can really challenge reservation policies at why there is a reservation policy because it discriminates people. But the fact is there is a legacy, there is a history behind it, and at some point of time things need to be brought to the equilibrium. So if you look at it from the retrospect, it becomes very different the way the policies work. So be it, let it be there, doesn't matter. If there's a reservation for the women in the ITs and NITs and IMs, let it be there, doesn't matter because there's a historic perspective to it. It's important for all of us to ensure that over a period of time, such divisions basically get mapped and perhaps also these gaps get bridged. And that is how the biggest celebration of the women in the society or in our life will always come in, rather than really only talking about empowering women and being themselves. Dr. Pura was saying, ki marry when you want to marry. I'll only say that please do marry. I think whenever you marry, please do marry. Otherwise, there are so many boys in the room and in the society, they will say that, what will happen to us? So define. Yes, you should marry the person whom you want. Absolutely right. You should marry the right person. But I think there's not always a right first time in the life, right? You always learn from the experiences. So even if it doesn't, if it is not right first time, ensure that you're ready for the second time also. That is, and that is how the life is all about. 40 years in the US, and I'm not promoting anything. The US, I was looking at, average marriage duration is 8 years. And some men in India must be thinking, yaar, ye to bada acha hai. I think that 8 years, women will also be thinking that, 8 years is a great average marriage age in different countries which are evolved. Perhaps at certain point of time, the same way world will evolve and our country will also evolve. The fact is that what you are doing is important to be done with complete passion, belief, and efforts to ensure that it works. If you leave it halfway through, perhaps you are not doing justice to your own self. So that's on the Women's Day. I think that it's important to really give a message to all of you that International Women's Day. Happy to have all of you around here and contributing to the whichever field you are. Now if we talk about, all of you as students, and by the way, when I entered and I have been observing all the students, you guys are very smart. I think that you guys are very smart and you guys have presented yourself very, very well in last 1 hour what I have seen. And thanks to all the faculty members and all the people who are mentoring you. But that's the beginning. That's only the beginning. And Dr. Purva was saying this to me that, I think that we are the ones who are making professional out of them. When they go to the industry, I think they need to further learn and develop themselves. Absolutely right. I think that is how I also believe it should be. But the fact is, if I have to talk to the student at large, there are 3 or 4 things it should be kept in mind. I'm not going to give you interview tips. Those are all false. It doesn't really work. I can't stand here and give you interview tips. Ki interview mein ye bolna, aise bolna, waise bolna. It doesn't make much of a difference. It's important to know what you have learned. So the first thing is, ensure that you are learning what you are learning with passion. At our time, I studied in Allahabad. I did my graduation from there in psychology and political science. I did my 10th, 12th from a place called Balia, which is near Banaras. And the only regret what I have in my life is that I did not study the way I should have studied. I studied to pass exams. I studied 10 questions at the end of the closer to the exam and prayed like hell that इसमें 4 तो कम से कम आ जाए. 4 नहीं आए, 3 आएगा तो ठीक है, वो भी 50% लेकर आएगा. और 6-7 आ गए तो then I think it is absolutely a delight for you. But I never thought that I need to spend a lot of time in knowing the basics. And today's students' education system is also quite improved, wherein people go into depth. But finally, it is all up to you. So don't get carried away by the fact that, college is for you to really develop personality. College is for you to develop knowledge and gain knowledge. And knowledge gives confidence. If you would be in position to talk to people for 5 minutes on any topic under the sun, if you have knowledge. If tomorrow, if I ask you that, okay, fine, you are studying marketing, do you know certain models on the marketing strategy? If I ask you that, do you know, if you have studied finance, do you know what is elasticity of demand? How does it really work? Do you know Keynes' theory about economics? If you end up saying that I halfway through, and in my experience of the interviews, I have interviewed fresh students, I have realized that people fumble. And at that point of time, for me as a recruiting manager, I'm not looking at you giving me a great gyan. I'm looking at you telling me which is basics. So if you don't get 2 good marks in your examination, don't worry. I think that you'll be able to prove yourself in your conversations to people sooner than later that you are worth your education. So first thing is focus on learning your text. That is the stepping stone, and that gives you knowledge. And then second is your awareness. Or if I have to say, second is your behavior. A group learning or a group teaches you how to behave with people, how to respect others, where to talk, where not to talk, how to speak, at what pitch, at what tone, what is sensitive, what is not sensitive. A group learning in the colleges teaches you that, I can't really say something which is derogatory for, say, somebody who's a certain part of the country. And I can't really show my machoism if I belong to a certain part of the country in a group of students. How do I really become sensitive to others? I think the institution has to ensure, and you guys have to ensure that you learn out of this fact that your behaviors are changed. Because when you are in a school, you are at home, your behaviors are very different. You are pampered, you are spoiled. You are at times, you can have your own idiosyncrasies in your behavior. But when you come to the melting pot like an institution, second thing what you need to ensure that you are focusing on is looking around and seeing things and being sensitive to the environment and measuring your conversations and knowing what to speak and what not to speak. वो कहते हैं कि कौन सी बात कब किससे कैसे कही जाती है, कौन सी बात कब किससे कैसे कही जाती है, इस बात का सलीका हो तो हर बात सुनी जाती है. So it is very important for you to know that what you are talking. You will see aggression doesn't give you everything. Silence can give you a lot of things. Do you know the power of your silence? Do you know power of your speech? Do you know power of your measured words? If you don't know, that is something what you need to really figure out, experiment for yourself when you are in a DME, Delhi Metropolitan Education Institution, which is a great institution and which is one of the institutions from Delhi University, which is based out of Delhi NCR, and a great opportunity for everybody to learn. So that's another thing which is more in terms of your behavioral learning. And behavior and learning also brings how to groom yourself. And when I'm saying grooming yourself does not really mean that wearing good clothes. Grooming yourself means you presenting yourself well. Grooming yourself does not mean that you are wearing a nice tie or a nice suit. Grooming yourself is basically how do you overall present yourself. You may have, if you are keeping a beard like me, how your beard is kept. I don't know whether it's mine or not, but I think if you are having a long hair, people can look good in long hair, but how do you really keep it? How do you look groomed? And it was taught to me when I was in the Oberoi hotels. We said that we'll hire people only with 3 qualities. The first, person should be having a great attitude. Attitude means ready to do everything, no problems. Second is reasonable communication, means you should be able to express yourself. And third is that presentable. Presentable in the sense, and you can interpret it the way you want. And when you get into the corporate words, it creates a lot of impression about you. Before you are entering, I think people know that how are you looking. So that's the behavioral part of it. First is the knowledge. Second is your behavior, self-awareness. And third is overall awareness. And overall awareness means what? Overall awareness means if I ask students here, tell me which are the 2 wars happening in the global world in today's scenario. How many of you would know? Which are the 2 wars happening and which are the countries involved in those 2 wars? हाँ तो टालो जवाब नहीं पूछूंगा ऐसे भी उठा सकते हो. How many of you know? Many of you would really know. It's important for you to know that in today's world there are 2 big wars happening, right? In one, Israel is involved with Palestine, other one is Ukraine involved with Russia. It's an awareness. If somebody asks you that who's the foreign minister of India and what was the latest statement that by that person, you should be able to talk about that. If somebody asks you that which are the leading industries in the country who are investing a lot in a defense industries or defense equipment, you should be able to talk about that. It's important for you as a third aspect of your career or your journey is that you are aware about the world around. Are you reading newspapers or you are still held on to in shorts? Are you only looking at gaining information through Twitter, or you are still going to the olden patterns of really reading something which really enhances your power of expression, your knowledge and awareness? So what I'm trying to say is that as students, first is the base knowledge, second is behavior, knowing yourself, and third clearly is general awareness about the world around. That's why people say in Allahabad, people used to say कि अगर आपने civil services की तैयारी की है ना 2-3 साल, even if you have failed and you have not made it, you have made yourself a better informed human being. Because in that case, I can talk to you on Mirza Ghalib, I can talk to you on Western movies, I can talk to you about Hindi literature, I can talk to the person on Indian history, I can talk to person about geopolitical situations, I can talk to that person because that person has studied, might have failed, but has emerged as a damn serious, informed and aware person. I have personal experience of having spent time with such people. So it's important that you ensure that these 3 elements of the work are clearly baked into your ways of grooming and developing yourself. If you do it, you don't have to fear of the interviews. Interviews are many times also fluke. And I'm telling you as a head of HR for a company, it doesn't matter that if you have not made it. It's only a matter of those 40 minutes wherein somebody has entered, the mood of the interviewer was very different, and a person has liked, and there's something which has got connected, a person has got hired. We don't hire people with 100% reliability and validity. We hire people based on lot on experience, looking at certain pages of documents, and finally say that, okay, fine, this person can be groomed and trained. Let this person come into the organization, we'll train the person. And Mayank, I hope you agree to this. I think there is never 100% fit. It's important for you to not lose your confidence if you have not made it. But don't lose on making efforts in terms of interviews and preparing yourself for it, because sincerity and seriousness can be seen. If you are talking in an interview, conversing with people, it can be seen that you are sincere or you are faffing or you are faking your answers and you are losing confidence. It's important to build personality. Prepare yourself for the interviews. Don't get carried away if you don't make it. I did my graduation from Allahabad and I went to armed forces. I spent 6 years there, you know. And we were 150, 60 students, cadets who passed out from Officers Training Academy. I was reasonably okay in physicals because Army has 3 elements to its success. You need to be physically fit, you need to be academically fit, you need to be mentally fit. Physical fitness is measured by you running around doing physical exercises. Your academic fitness is measured by your exams, what you appear and you pass. And your mental fitness is seen by the various exercises you undergo. And everybody needs to be good in these 3. If somebody is great in all these 3, will always continue to grow in the career. The rest of the people will still, over a period of time, will have an ups and downs in terms of their careers and working. I always feel that, you know, while you work in such situations, it brings a complete man out of a boy, because that's the resilience you are trying to practice. When I joined armed forces, we all were around 75 students who went to the Bhopal center, and everybody was from the best of the places. DPS educated, English medium educated, kids of the Fauji's, kids of the bureaucrats, kids of the affluent families. And some of us were from a middle class families from a small town. We got completely shocked looking at the way people were conversing. We were still struggling to really put 4 sentences together to communicate ourselves. And can you believe how the reading happens in the interviews and all? After 5 days of rigorous process of selection, out of 75, only 2 people got selected. One was me, and there was another guy from Ajmer Singh from Chandigarh. And everybody started thinking, what happened? I think that we were trying to be ourselves. We did not try to be what we were not, because it's the most difficult thing in life to not to be yourself. It's important for you to be yourself. We change mukhotas morning till evening, one role to other role. Can you really be yourself? Because that is something what will be recognized at a later point of time, and it will help you succeed. Get into a job or a profession which comes your way. Don't worry about what money are you getting. Look at learnings what you're getting. Because think that initial 5 years of your job is more about learning and getting paid rather than you delivering immense amount of value. If somebody gives me 50,000 rupees a month and says come and work in the organization, I would not look at that what is he extracting out of me. I would look at it more from the lens that how much can I really extract from the organization. And somebody can get 50,000, somebody can get 1 lakh for a month. So it's important for you to look at career more from the view of I'm 25 years old now, I need to work for 40 years. And that's the lens. Not that I have spent 25 years and now I have to start my career and what do I really do. So it's important to keep in perspective minor blips, shaky start in the beginning of the career does not define you as a professional or your success. It's important for you to grab opportunities what comes your ways. And if you do that, I think over a period of time, you'll be making your mark in case you really are passionate and have resilience about your career and job. Thank you so much to all of you for inviting me here. Thanks Dr. Purva, Nilamra for getting me here, and a great talking to all of you. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you, sir, we are very incredible grateful for the wealth of knowledge you have shared with us. We were profoundly impactful.
As we have eliminated the part to our discussions, we now turn our attention to our driving forces behind this industrial revolution. To navigate this landscape effectively, we need visionary leaders who can not only understand the present but also anticipate the future.
The entrepreneur always searches for the change, responds to it, and exploit it as an opportunity. It's an honor to introduce a visionary leader and an esteemed expert in business psychology and technology, Mr. Jyotirmoy Bose, founder and CEO of White Houses, with over 3 decades of experience in industries and global markets. Sir has shaped organizations, advised leaders, and driven transformation at the highest levels. Before white spaces, Sir held regional leadership roles in Middle East and South Asia with ANZ Grindlays Bank, Stratify Incorporation, Arthur Andersen, EY, and the Times Group. Sir started his career on the shop floor at Asian Paints. Sir chairs the Nomination and Remuneration Committee of 4 companies and advises venture capital and private equity firms like Sequoia, Prosus, Blackstone, and True North on organizational leadership. As a family business counselor, Sir guides promoter families in India and abroad, helping board leverage AI for strategic thinking, smarter decision making, and operational excellence. Sir is a BTech graduate and IIT Delhi and MBA from IIM Calcutta. Sir is a certified Marshall Goldsmith coach, an exponential organization sprint coach, and a graduate from Singularity University. Sir collaborates with MIT Schools of Organization Learning and Presencing Institute as a leadership and change facilitator. Please join me in extending a thunderous welcome to Jyoti sir.
This is a topic. I showed it to my team and said, "क्या boring पकाऊ topic है?" So I said, "दिया तो करना पड़ेगा ना, ये HR 4.0 conclave and all." So because I'm going to, and obviously the presentation is available and I'll give it to you. Between getting the topic and today, I understand the topic a little better now. I did not understand it too much yesterday. I must also, can I use that? Oh, excellent, fine, thank you. Okay, so then I'll rush through this and so this topic came, and let me just go over it quickly for you. So warming up for you. What is the future? You must have heard this question, right? What is the future of work? And read papers. World Economic Forum has a document on it. Okay. What am I finding? Right? I'm finding the brutal fact is. Yeah. Thank you. The brutal fact is, the future of work seems to be whatever we don't want to do. I don't want to cook, so I future work. I don't want to go out, to do some shopping. Future of work. So looks like future of work is what none of us thought it would be. It's what we don't want to do, and that market is growing. How many of you predicted 3 years ago that quick commerce will be successful or hyper successful? How many of you guessed that? Anybody? So the truth is we don't know. None of us, including experts, we don't know. And we think we will know. So then when somebody and anybody talks about the future of work, I'm skeptical, right? I mean, I hear it, but I'm skeptical. Experts can tell you what will not work, but they're never able to predict, or detect a disruption. Why? Quick commerce is a good example. COVID is another good example. Any disruption of a mega nature happens deceptively, gradually, and then suddenly. Okay, and so I would encourage you not to look too much at experts. Okay, now I'll go to the. So I did a quick. I'm going to rush through this and try to do something else because you told me to stay on it. So I'm just going to put. So by 2025, 85% of recruitment processes will be AI driven. Gartner said this 2 years ago. When I talk around, I don't see it. I see IT, BFSI a little ahead, but mostly people behind. Amazon scrapped its hiring tool when it was found it was biased against women. LinkedIn's AI-driven job recommendations found to favor male candidates over equally qualified female candidates. So question is, can AI make hiring fairer, or does it automate biases at scale? It's a question for us to be very, very clear about, because as we don't know what we don't know, this is going to be a problem. The rise of AI in recruitment. Industry adoption trends, as I mentioned earlier, BFSI sectors are leading AI-driven hiring with 60% using AI-powered tools for resume screening and candidate matching. Top AI recruitment, these are some of them. I'll leave the presentation, I won't bore you with the detail. But there is a efficiency gain versus ethical risk trade-off that we have to be careful about. AI can screen 10,000 resumes per second, but HR people, there are two problems with HR people. One is they talk about retention, but their attrition is the highest. That's the first problem. And second is they lag behind on learning, how AI works. So, and now we are going to have AI agents. And of late, if you're familiar, and you should research this because that is tomorrow, there are very few things certain about tomorrow. In my mind, this is one of them, which is human in the loop agents. There will be agents doing the work, but there'll be human in the loop. Question is, are you the human in the loop? Okay. Ethical dilemmas in hiring, I'll give a case study. I'm not using names, some of them are clients. And leading Indian e-commerce firm used AI to screen applicants. It rejected candidates from tier 2, tier 3 cities because the database didn't have too much of it. So the training wasn't there. The impact, many skilled candidates were unfairly excluded, reinforcing sub-economic disparity, the India-Bharat divide. So the dilemma here is, if an AI tool speeds up hiring and introduces bias, should a company still rely on it? Transparency clearly is one of them. You can understand why candidates, can candidates understand why they are being rejected? Fairness, how diverse is the data set? It is not just gender, there are huge amounts of things, socioeconomic, geographic, so many of them. Accountability, who is responsible? Privacy, if you are implementing a system, I would recommend that you examine each of these things. Regulatory relevance, I'll not bore you, I mean, you can pick it up, but here they are. Josh Bersin, how many of you have heard of him? He's one of the more respected. Dave Ulrich is the grand old man. The new old man is Josh Bersin. Lot of wisdom into the emerging HR and space, right? A case of a Bangalore-based found it just like Amazon. They also found it. Root cause was the AI was trained on basic. So this is unintentional bias, not intentional bias. So it's unconscious bias, and that's why it's more dangerous, right? Because past hiring data doesn't have that. Solutions, you can do bias audits. There are structured tools for all of this. Diverse training data, explainability. Do we understand, can we explain what AI is doing? And a key data point here is 44% of HR leaders globally say AI-driven algorithms have shown bias. So we have to be careful about the way forward, Like any tool, it's a two-way sword, right? You have to be careful. Data security, what was the second part of my talk? Regulatory and compliance frameworks, I'm not going to bore you with this, you can pick it up. Best practices, you need these three things. Informed consent. I know candidates who are interviewed and they don't know they're being interviewed by a bot. I think it's not fair. They need to know. Data minimization rather than everything to everybody, and encryption and access control, the technical point. This is some data point. HR action for ethical AI implementation and explainability. People need to understand. I think the slide got, no, one sec. Did I get it right? Sorry. This will improve productivity, there's no doubt about that. I'm seeing some of them. So this is almost in the second last slide. So I genuinely believe that in any room, in a meeting room, in a conference room, in this room, the room is much wiser than all of us. And I work closely with Peter Senge at MIT at the School of Learning. And this is his line, not my line. So I tried to practice it today. So here's what I picked up about co-panelists said about the topic somewhere in the digital world. I don't know them, but I did this. Yeah. So I'm just saying that, and this is my last slide before I get on to what I want to do. My last slide is confession time. This presentation was made in 15 minutes using GenAI. And which GenAI did you use? I used DeepSeek. It took me longer sitting here to format the presentation than to get the content. Okay. It's unreal. I teach boards how to use AI for strategic thinking and all. I just thought I'll, yeah. So that's the end of my presentation. I've rushed through it, but I don't know how much time I have. If I'm done, that's fine. Otherwise, I had an exercise for the group to do. Okay. So this is a bit, I think, okay, there we go. So, no, I think the animation went off. I got this made. How many of you recognize what this is? How many of you recognize what this is, the student? One hand in the room. This is supposed to be your college ethics and behavioral values. I picked it up from what was given to my reading material just now. Why don't you do one thing? Rate yourself. Take a pen and paper or on your mobile. Rate yourself on a 10-point scale. Where are you? And I mean, faculty can, anybody can do it. He talked about awareness. I'm talking awareness only, but self-awareness. A big leadership quality, and it's a lifelong journey. If you've done Vipassana, the word Vipassana means seeing things as they really are. And it is a work in progress forever. So try this for yourself. You want to do that? Try number one. I mean, do that. Or do the other thing. Pick up the top 3 where you feel you need to put in more effort. And then give yourself a what I will do by when. Anybody wants to talk or ask me? Okay, I don't know. So I can take questions. You can do AMA. Do you know what is AMA? Ask me anything. Or you can ask me anything you are either afraid to ask or did not know who to ask. And when my time is up, please tell me. Yeah, okay, just give her a mic.
First, I would like to thank my faculty for giving us this opportunity, and I would like to thank all the people who are here for us to give so much knowledge. And so my question is that I'm very confused related to my career right now, because I selected finance for my field right now, but I'm very confused that I want to continue in finance or not. Because from very start, I always wanted to do something in fashion, but in retail. So I want to know that is it possible for us to go in fashion field without doing any fashion diploma or anything, just from BBA? Like, I know it's out of context right now.
Sorry, second part, last part?
We can go to fashion field from BBA because it's very out of context right now, and many people have no knowledge about it. Still, I want to ask this question.
No. So let me broad base. So the answer to your question is a clear, strong yes. But let me broad base the question about 2 words. One word is identity, and the other is personal growth. So what is identity? Identity is just 2 things. The story I tell myself here, that, I'm a working woman having it so tough, or, I'm a finance person and stuck. This is a story I'm telling myself, okay? And the standard I hold myself to, okay? Suppose I want to do fashion, do I want to be on the Paris or Milan walk, or do I want to do it in the college, right? So that's a standard I hold myself to. And what is growth? Growth is how quickly I am able to adapt and adopt and embrace a new identity. I'll tell you a story of a guy called Arnold Schwarzenegger. Everybody's heard of him? Yeah. Chalo. So people don't know about Ukraine war, Arnold Schwarzenegger, everybody knows. So Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll walk you through that example on identity and growth. He was a poor shepherd boy in the Austrian Alps who wanted to impress girls, so he took up bodybuilding. Then the standard he held was, I want to be best. So he moved to America without knowing English, without having money. And we all know what he became, Mr. Universe. The day he became Mr. Universe for the first time, he wanted to become a Hollywood actor. Everybody laughed at him. They said, Shakal dekhi hai? It's like Khali becoming a Bollywood actor, right? It's as, today we don't think of it, but think about when it happened, right? He took English, and he couldn't speak English, and he had a funny accent. He took English classes by night and acting classes by day, apart from bodybuilding, to win the next few. Then, I don't know how many of you seen Terminator. He performed in the Terminator, and James Cameron, I think is the director, said Terminator succeeded because of Arnie's accent. So what was supposed to be a weakness was then now seen as a strength. The day Terminator succeeded or crossed, I don't know how many $100 million, he said, I want to become a politician. He became a governor, which is like a chief minister of California. If California were a country, it would be the 6th largest country in the world. Maybe 5th now. I have not seen with all these NVIDIA and all going into trillion, maybe 5th also. He became a politician and a governor for many years. Then he decided to become a philanthropist. So in summary, identity, the story I tell myself, and the standard I hold myself to, and growth is how quickly I change my identity. But there are no shortcuts. It's slow. It will happen deceptively when you'll be dismissive and others will be dismissive and laugh at you, gradually and then suddenly. But you have to take the pain and hang in there, whatever you choose to do. 10 साल से पहले कुछ नहीं होगा. World class. Any other question, comment? Yeah, of course.
Just to help this girl. So, you can do fashion retail management, you can do brand management and get into any of the jewelry, footwear or lifestyle brands to take care of as a manager. You don't have to be designer or illustrator to get in there. You can get into marketing communications, all right? Like I did my PhD in retail marketing, so retail is another field where you can get into the front end of where the fashion sales is happening. All the top brands are hiring retail managers. Then you can get into international business and get into global fashion. All the MNCs which are coming to country, they need people who understand cross-cultural fashion sense as well. You can get into sourcing and inventory as well. So there are a lot of different ways that you can get into the mainstream of fashion world without being a designer or illustrator. You can do gems and jewelry export management. You can do, and then these days there are specified, specialized certifications also, right? You can get into footwear retail marketing. You can get into cosmetics management. So, and there's a lot of scope. They are looking for women who are trained management graduates and understand the fashion world as well. They don't need to come from arts background, illustration, or designing thought process. You can always do that. All right? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. Okay, if there are no other questions, thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Jyote sir, for sharing your invaluable insights and wisdom with us today. We are very grateful. Thank you, sir.
Talent is the spark that ignites the true potential of technology. As we stand on the brink of a new era driven by Industry 4.0, the landscape of human resources and recruitment is undergoing a significant transformation. The integration of artificial intelligence, machine learning, automation, and data analytics has redefined the way organizations attract, hire, and retain talent. Today's panel discussion brings together visionary leaders and HR experts who will delve into the latest recruitment trends and practices shaping the future of work. In this dynamic environment, traditional hiring approaches are evolving to keep pace with digital advancements. Companies are leveraging AI-driven hiring tools, predictive analytics, and digital assessments to make data-backed decisions. The emphasis on skill-based hiring, diversity, inclusion, and employee experience is becoming more pronounced than ever. Moreover, the rise of gig economy, remote work, and hybrid models demands a reimagined approach to talent acquisition and workforce management.
Our esteemed panelists will share their insights, strategies, and experiences on how HR professions can navigate these rapid changes and embrace technology-driven recruitment. They'll discuss emerging challenges such as talent shortages, upskilling needs, and the role of employer branding in attracting top talent. More importantly, they'll explore how businesses can stay agile, competitive, and future-ready, by adopting innovative recruitment strategies and HR technologies.
As we embark on this insightful conversation, let us open our minds to the endless possibilities that Industry 4.0 presents and uncover the ways to build a workforce that is adaptive, skilled, and prepared for the future. So let's get started. I'd like to introduce our esteemed panelists. So it's our pleasure to welcome Ms. Pallavi Mishra to our HR Conclave, an accomplished talent development consultant and HR change leader. Ma'am holds an MBA. Ma'am holds an MBA in Human Resource Management from Alliance Business Academy and a certification in HR Analytics from Exhilarate. Today, we are thrilled to have her as she shares her valuable insights on navigating change, fostering talent, and shaping the future of HR.
We are now honored to have Mr. Mayank Singh to our HR Conclave. As the Senior Manager and HR Head at Hike Education Private Limited, Sir brings an experience in human resource management and e-learning industries with a strong educational foundation in computer science engineering from Technocrats Institute of Technology. Sir's expertise is in business planning, operation management, team building, and administration. We look forward to his valuable insights and perspective as he'll share his vision for the future of HR.
It is our privilege to welcome Ms. Tanvi Mittal, an esteemed HR head at V-Link and a recipient of the HR Global Excellence Award. With a strong academic foundation in MBA, specialized in human resource management from Rajasthan Technical University, Kota. We are excited to get her valuable insights today.
We are honored to welcome Ms. Ruchi Chulana Gera, Group Head HR at Gateway District Path Limited, where she plays a pivotal role in shaping HR strategies and driving business success through people's excellence. Ma'am holds a BBA degree from GGS IPU, a PG diploma in HRM from Symbiosis, and an executive diploma in HRM from Exhilarate. We look forward to her valuable insights.
We are honored to welcome Dr. Pooja Singh Chauhan, an experienced HR mentor with expertise in talent acquisition, employee branding, and HR strategy. Ma'am holds a master's degree in computer science, HR, and IT. Ma'am completed her PhD from JJUT University in human resource management. We are looking forward to learn from her experiences.
It's my pleasure to introduce the moderator for today's panel discussion, Ms. Shanu Jain. She's an assistant professor at Delhi Metropolitan Education. With her expertise and experience in academics, she has been instrumental in shaping young minds and guiding students towards excellence in management study. Today, she'll be steering our panel discussion, ensuring an engaging and insightful conversation. We are honored to have her with us. Let's welcome ma'am and start the panel discussion.
Thank you, students. So good afternoon, everyone. Please, dear audience, I know it's been a long day for you all, so please sit straight and make most of this time, because this is for you. We are here for you. So all our esteemed panelists and guests are there to enlighten you, because you are the future of the work. Okay. So on this note, I welcome all the esteemed panelists once again to today's panel discussion on how Industry 4.0 is transforming the talent requirements across different sectors. So they say that revolutions bring disruptions and disruptions bring opportunities. So it's important for all of us to understand the nuances of Industry 4.0 and the changes in the recruitments that are happening across. So without much ado, let us set the ball rolling. And on this note, I would request Pallavi Mishra ma'am to share her opening remarks and set the theme for the panel discussion. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Professor. A very good afternoon to everybody in the room. Yes, the future of the work, and to our senior colleagues. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And talking about how the future of the workforce is shaping up with AI in the center. So, dear students, what I believe is that if you all know, AI is what? Artificial intelligence. In all its form, it is still artificial. All right? We as humans, as the students who are going to drive this world to the growth, cannot really think about being this intelligence as being driven by us. all right? And demeaning our own importance. A lot of fear mongering I see happening that AI is going to take over the jobs, and there will be, a huge, disastrous impact rather. Huge can be positive also, but on the roles that are available. But let me just tell you that things get taken over only when the expected results are not achieved, be it by another colleague, peer, fresher, experienced person, or by a machine, all right? And with artificial intelligence, the Gen AI we're talking about, it is going to deliver the results with whatever data you're going to feed in, right? So it's working on the data that is available in the minds of each one of us, right? Yes, it is faster. Yes, it is efficient. Yes, it is meticulous in the calculations. But can this be done without human intervention? No. Now, coming to how we want to use this to our benefit, it's like taming a beast, right? Maybe some of you are fond of pets at home, irrespective of what, cat, dog, or a bird, anything, fishes. You got to understand how you train them and make that person, thing, tool work according to you. Same as with AI, right? The information that we have fed, it will throw back the results driven by that. And if that information goes in wrong, the analysis, the charts, etc., will come back not correct, right? So let's understand. On that note, I will leave the question, but start with understanding it's still artificial. It is driven by you, and humans can never be taken out of any ecosystem.
Right, ma'am. That's the evolution, and that's how it's going on. So next, my question to you, Mayank sir, that how do you see, how can businesses align their workforce strategies with the evolving skill demand of Industry 4.0, and particularly relevant to the education sector, which you are currently dealing in?
See, first of all, hi everyone. When I talk about AI in the current scenario and in the current generations, first of all, it's important to understand for everybody or all of us that as a generation grows, we also have to adapt ourselves depending on the market needs, depending on the market trends. And if we are adapting as an individually, depending on the market requirements, that's called modesty. That is called that we are modifying our skills and upskilling things. Seeing the requirements of AI and the people around us, as Ms. Pallavi has already mentioned that AI is something which we always being fear that it might take the human capabilities or the abilities from gonna snatch us. But down the line, it's us who has founded this. It's us who have generated this. Believing that, I believe that AI should be there. It is required because that helps us to grow and cultivate our skills. But that doesn't mean that we're gonna ruin our own capabilities or own abilities. Why? Because AI is something which is being there to assist, not to get the entire, snatch the things and replace human beings. It is being there to get the assistance, to make sure that whatever's, let's take a small understanding over here. So nowadays, I have seen my employers doing this very well, and sometimes I make them fun about it, but sometimes I feel that it's important to do this. Understanding, let's take a small understanding. If one of my manager, if one of my executive have wrote me a mail or anything, and it's a huge mail, I have understood that, but I feel that to impress him or to impress her, for better promotions, for increments on coming days, let's do small thing. Let me write the mail by the help of AI. So we take the help of AI for believing and giving them our ideas. Let's take a small understanding. If a person has mentioned that, make sure this particular task has been done by 5 p.m. I would have simple answer the person stating this is noted, I will be done. But what we generally do, hi, greetings of the day, thank you for providing me such valuable information to me, and I'm dedicated and delighted to offer that work in this prescribed time, will be done. So in short, the work which was supposed to be done in just 3 or 4 or 5 words, or in a matter of seconds, we have elaborated, we have taken a time unnecessary. but the AI has been formed for the matter of purpose to make the things easier, shortage, and to make things comfortable to us, but we have made it complicated. I feel where we can make the AI useful, that is making it more informative in terms of adapting the conversations. AI can be helpful where I feel that if you are not able to get the cream words, let's take a skeptical, flabbergasted, many of you don't have an understanding of that word. By the help of AI, we can learn that words. Take a help of that and form your own meals, form your own ideas. Don't replace that. But down the line, I feel that AI is indeed in market to upskill your things, to reskill the knowledges, but not only to replace it. So, understanding that, I feel down the line that AI came in market from longer years, and we came to know it from last 5-6 years, as far as I understanding. Because from last 7 years, when I came in market, I never knew a word called AI. During that time of my engineering, when I was into computer science of engineering, we were not having this stream of called AI and ML. I feel that, I believe, when it was 2021, when I get to know about certain dreams. So AI has came in market just to help you communicate better, to assist you to do wonderful things, but not to get replaced. That I personally feel it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So in the same vein, I would request Tanvi ma'am to share her thoughts about preparing the future for the AI assistant.
So my fellow colleagues have, covered so many things. So I'll not repeat again, but a few things I would like to share, for this session earlier, okay, I was just talking to my daughter and she was 11-year-old, okay. So मैं उसको कुछ पढ़ा रही थी, and then I said, you know how your life is easy. I had to search on a Google and it took a time, and you have a chat GPT, you just get into a quick. And then I thought, how things can change, right? Because my parents used to give me the example, we had to go to library. And now Google also get replaced with chat GPT. So then I thought that my grandmother, she always used to say, which I would like to say to all of you, लाइफ में एक हुनर आप में ज़रूर होना चाहिए, right? One skill set you should be best, then no one can replace. But एक हुनर होना चाहिए. It can be, right? If you are good in repairing a tap, then you should be that much good that the president should approach to you that uske house ka tap you only will get repaired, right? So that is very, very, very important. And now when I come to AI, so there was one team member, and she came to me that, ma'am, I would like to be a content writer, okay? And I saw that there is a requirement in our company, we are looking a content writer. Can you please give me some chance that I can try? And I said, okay, go ahead. I gave 2-3 topics, and I said, okay, bring something good, excited, and if that would be good, let's see how we'll take it further. She came with few articles and content, and then I said, okay, but I asked her to do some changes, and then she came again. After 15 days, there was a very perfect article, and she came, then, ma'am, now it's best, and I can apply for this role. But then she realized, and she herself told me that, ma'am, but after all this thing, in 15 days, I am expert in to put my request into AI, into ChatGPT. But I am not expert into content writing. So this is a message to all of you, as Mayank said, as Palvi said, right? AI is really for helpful, right? And you should take help, right? There is no mind. Agar hamara time bach raha hai, why we are spending so much time in, doing the same thing if we can get in a snap of finger from AI. But make yourself that much capable, and as Mayank said, thoughts, idea, सब आपके ही हैं. AI सिर्फ आपको वो present करके दे रहा है. Correct? So that's from my side, that whatever comes into the market, you have to work on your skill set. If you really would like to stand, and if you really would like to make a change into this society. And एक poem है, वहाँ से एक बहुत अच्छा है कि तू खुद की तलाश में निकल, तू क्यों हताश है? तो खुद की तलाश में निकल, तू क्यों हताश है? तू चल, तू खुद चल, तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. That was quite motivating. So prompt engineering, which we call as, so it's like a garbage in, garbage out. So you give a better prompt, you get a better results. So, Ruchi ma'am, your thoughts on preparing for Industry 4.0?
Like Yuvraj said that first important thing is knowledge. And what Pallavi also said that AI is only artificial intelligence. It's important to have knowledge, full knowledge about it. How it is going to help us, how we can take support of AI, and how we can improve our life and bring efficiency in our work. That is where AI is. Industry 1.0, Industry 2.0, Industry 3.0, and now Industry 4.0. All the changes that has come, it has given us more awareness, more efficiently that we are doing our work. And I think so it's important to embrace this change. We should not be frightened of this change, because if we fear, then nothing that we are going to get. But if we embrace this change, then we can overtake AI. Humans cannot go anywhere. Humans are going to exist here. And we are going to deal with humans. So that's it.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Pooja, ma'am, your thoughts on the same?
Yeah, firstly, thank you so much. And I'm just feeling this is honest, there is not much joy in this, whatever we are discussing. Honestly, looking at the crowd, they are not very much interested what we are talking about, because few are from finance background, not all are from, HR fraternity.
It's a mixed bag, sure.
Yes. So I think let us, it's all about that what value you are going to take it from today, right? So what, Yuvraj sir has said, what Pallavi is saying, what everybody is saying, like what I am taking for today, which is helping me to attempt for the interview. That is important, because you all are leaders for tomorrow. You all are leaders, So this is very important, what to talk, what not to talk, right? So as Yuvraj said in morning, it's beautiful, like your attitude. What are the competencies, and out of that, like what are the competencies required for the fresher to ready for the interview, right? So that is your attitude will going to crack the interview. That is important. No matter what, like as Pallavi said, AI is artificial intelligence, but without human touch, there is nothing. As I, being into this industry for 20 years, I had taken so many interviews, lakhs of interviews, but without human touch. When people come and say, I have joined this company because of you, because of that touch, that human touch. That is important, right? When I ask students during the campus that, okay, made your mood graph since morning, how you are feeling during my interview. So AI cannot help you with that. That what is my mood graph since morning till I'm sitting in front of interviewer, right? So this is what is important for you all to understand, that human touch is very important in every, and nobody can replace human. Only AI is like, okay, adding value. Whatever we are doing, we have to learn out of that. And it is like, everything is inside you. You have the potential, right? And AI, how AI is helping recruiters, it's like all about, they are helping you to, out of key skills, word, whatever are there, they can help you to fetch the CVs. But not, about the company culture, how the company culture is, right? So that recruiter can help you. So the people, the HR people, they are going to help that new person who is going to come into the system, that how my company culture is. Storytelling, that this is how it happened. This is what kind of growth this organization has given. What is my own experience being into the system, being into this organization, that can help, right? You should not miss, all bacha party here, all kids, you should not miss the joy. While you are giving the interview also, don't miss the joy, right? So AI, whatever we are discussing today, you can, Google search, you can put on ChatGPT, you can get everything out of that. We need not to tell. You are smart enough of that. But only thing is like how to crack my interview, because you all are preparing for that. You are going to be interpreted, what attitude I am going to have, to start my business. You know, that is very important to understand. And you are the right judge for your own self. At the end of the day, nobody is going to push you. Your inner self will going to push you. And I'm sure about it that your destiny will take you wherever you want. Wherever you want, it is going to manifest. You heard the story of APJ Kalam. How many have you heard? That he went into what? Air Force. And then what happened? Yes, he was on the verge of giving his life. And then how it changed. That one mentor came into his life, and that one line has changed his life. And now we know that who was Abdul Kalam. That was not the right thing. So if you think that, you know, finance is not the right thing and I have to go, for us, I think we all are sitting here. I did my master's in computers, get into HR. I prepared for civil services as well. So this is not that I cannot change my field. No, not at all. I think we all have experienced that. It's about your own interest, where you can find that joy. You get into that, right? So this is all about from my side.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. My next question to you, Mayank sir, that how can AI be used not just for hiring, but for long-term employee satisfaction and career development?
See, as I mentioned earlier itself, that when I talk about AI, not only can be used for hiring only. How? Because when we talk about the perspective of AI, why it came in market to develop peoples and cultivate their careers. Understanding that, since we have heard Mr. Bose and Mr. Yuvraj also, and adding to the point what Ms. Pooja has mentioned, that Dr. Pooja has mentioned, that knowledge is all about, we need it definitely to cracking the interviews. As a young generations, as a new fresh blood, everybody want a job, everybody want an employment which can fulfill their needs, fulfill their career aspirations. Somehow I not only fully agree with Mr. Yuvraj that why just not knowledge is required. It's a part of process required. But down the line, since even from last 7 years, I have taken lakhs of interviews during the campuses, during the external hiring since, from A to Z profiles, from hiring to a VP, to a director, to an executive also. I felt that the basics are very much needed. And I personally felt that when I was hiring for a replacement of a VP or a director, I'll give you a small instance. When I was hiring for a VP, so everyone was looking for the experiences, the year of experiences, the vast knowledge of my industry, of education industries, and how smart he or she is, what kind of knowledge they're having, and many more things. But nobody was looking at the basics. Basics says that whenever an individual heads the team, leads the team, the people take an aspiration. Let's take understanding. When I was hearing Mr. Bose and Mr. Yuvraj, I was highly impressed by Mr. Yuvraj. The ideas, the way he was posing his knowledge, his skills over all to young bloods, because even I am very young to him, very him, right? So I was very impressed by him, what he was sharing his ideas. But the basics has been always missed. The basics says that you should never lose your confidence. You should never lose your communication, and you should never lose your convincing skills. I feel personally, I never learned MBA. I never went MBA. I haven't done MBA so far. I might miss skills, but down the line, I'll learn from my experiences. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a BTech Computer Science graduate, and post that I never failed to do any masters. It's not achievement, it was my wish. I learned from my skills, I learned from the market trends, how they evolve. So as per my learnings and as per my experience, I feel that these three triples are very important. That is communication, confidence, and convincing. The knowledge is a part of process which is help you to give you a small jump to get selected and show your letter to your parents that yes, I got selected in so and so firm. The joy, the happiness. But these three C's are very, very important to get basics. No matter you're applying for finance, HR, marketing, IT, down the line, we as a HR sometimes feels the knowledge is not required. Even if you have confidence or that communication or that bloody convincing skills, we are here to hire you. So how AI can help you to get selected and get satisfaction in your career jobs? That is to get better communication. If you not have that society, that working place, that friends who always hesitate to speak in English, कि नहीं यार मेरे को शर्म आती है, वो क्या बोलेगा, मुझे आता नहीं बोलना, व्हाट आई शुड से, तो डर लगता है, खौफ आता है ना कि 4 लोगों के बाद कैसे बात करेंगे. कैन आई स्पीक टू हिंदी सर? Can I speak to Hindi sir? So when you transform the English to Hindi immediately, that's called hesitation. AI can help you to develop your communication skills. As I was saying earlier, you can write in a very simple manner, yes, this is noted, will be done by 5 p.m. But we take an example, we can take a certain words with the help of AI. Take a help of AI, take a assistance, don't just copy. As Tanvi has mentioned that she was talking about a person when the person shows an interest to get selected into content writing. I feel personally that this same instance happened to us also, where an individual was trying to fake the interview. How? Because we have given certain tasks to complete, and the person has done ChatGPT and shared to us in a matter of just 3 hours, where we have given task of 2 days. Why? Because our expert believe that it required to study, research, develop your points, and give on the mails. But we got the results in just 1 or 2 hours. It was clear evident that it was a chat GPT. Because the emotions, the behavior, the mood, what one of my panel has mentioned that you can't express your moods. You can't express your emotions on chat GPT. You can write, but you can't do. I'll give you a small instance. So this morning when I was about to share a Women's Day message to all my team members, I used help of ChatGPT, right? And I mentioned message to my female colleagues in Hindi. And it was so funny that anybody would be knowing that this particular man have no idea about Adbhut, Samarpan, that आपका समर्पण मेरे जीवन में बहुत अद्भुत रहा है, मैं उसका आभारी हूँ. See, now even I am hesitating to talk in Hindi. So AI can give you a job satisfaction when you take assistance in terms of communication. AI can give you the career paths. AI can give you the opportunities. Example, as one of the student mentioned that, and she asked to Mr. Yuvraj and to Ms. Pallavi that what I can do. I'm confused about my career opportunities. I'm not sure about my career paths. And that's the dilemma of every student in the room, I feel. Because even I'm a BTech, I was preparing for my computer science. I prepared for defense because I come from defense brat. I have given 2 SSB in Allahabad, Prayagraj. I never know it's a city. But when I was planning to go to Prayagraj, Allahabad that time, I landed to Chioki. And like, did I miss the station? Then I get to know, no. For preparing for SSB, the bus which is gonna come to pick you up, it will be coming at Chioki. It's a small station, very small station at Prayagraj. Stepping from there, going there, I realized that this is something which I wanted. But later, after 2 attempts, I realized, no, I'm not able to do it. Because as with the interaction of eye contact, I spoke to Mr. Viraj that mentally is important, but he covered that your academic skills, your mental skills, your physical things are important. I personally feel that the physical was not able to, I was able to cope up. So I missed from there. So it's important to understand that if you're confused about the career opportunities, you have humans to ask, as you asked today. But if you wanted to have more in details, because the AI is aware about not only about the Mumbai, not only about Delhi, AI is aware about across the globe. So you can ask about the career opportunities from there. You can ask about the life, the career path, what you want to do. And in terms of job satisfaction, I believe, as I mentioned, take assistance in terms of communication, learning developments, and implementing on them, imposing on them. That's what I feel. Thank you.
Sir. So, Pallavi ma'am, you want to add some thoughts?
I wanted to add something, and I'll share an incident which quite a few of you guys and us will also relate to it before I actually add to it. So, two students, fellow students, met later in life, and when these 2 students, a boy or a girl, met after say 7, 8, 10 years after completing their courses in same college, the girl was having a small child along with that, and the boy was, it's like, so the boy says, oh, you're married and you have a child. And she says, yeah, I got married after, the college was done, and yeah, he's my son. The boy said that, I wish I was that lucky to have you as my life partner. Okay? I know, heartbreaking story? The girl said, you never asked me. right? So asking the right question to the right resource at the right time. Had this boy proposed the girl in the right time and asked her for a date, maybe they would have been married and stayed together. Who knows, right? So AI, you ask the right question, right? The question that goes in drives the answer that you comes from it. When do you ask that question? And how do you implement that question in your strategies, in your action points is completely human driven. Dr. Shanu just asked that it's employee engagement. Okay, so you create a Google form. I'm taking a real life example. You figure out 10 questions which you want to ask your fellow colleagues. You can run a survey here also, right? You know, how was your experience with me as a fellow student for last 3 years? Create a Google form, so roll out the survey, collect that Excel sheet, put that Excel sheet in the AI and say that give me the synopsis of it. That is where AI is helping you. You're trying to create a list of questions. You drive that I'm wanting to ask about how was the experience about my people. I put in 5 questions. Any suggestions? Yet will give you the suggestions. So understand that, and employee engagement, career progression. Now these are the things, again, it depends on how am I looking at a problem. I'm looking at a problem of retaining my people with our organization, right? With my organization. I will first figure it out, where does the information come from. Before I actually churn that information, I need to know what is the source of the information. So figure out whether it is the exit interviews, whether it is the employee engagement surveys that I roll out, whether it is an in-person interaction that goes in. Sum that data up, put it in the system, it will give you that analytics, right? Like I said, asking the right question. Employee has exited, now you know your attrition is already skyrocketing. You ask that question after 5 months is of no use. So please know what can make you a better professional or a more progressive professional is to understand when to ask that question, right? This girl asked about getting into finance and then getting into fashion designing. Look, bache, a lot of times we have heard it that we make the best where our heart lies, okay? And then on an average, let me just tell you, a person can change the career lines 3 times in their career. 3 times. This is what is an international study. 3 times you can change your stream of the career. But do know where do you want to make your mark, right? Pooja said, a science graduate and into HR. My story is very similar, okay? Science graduate, good college, a government seat, and still, I land up in HR because I realized that no, I cannot work with computers. I need humans around me. So please do understand what questions you are asking, when you are asking, okay? The data you will feed in will be driving the results back. So know how to tame the beast, like I said, right?
Thank you, ma'am. So since we are running a little short on time, so I'll make it a little quick. So my quick question to you, Tanvi ma'am, that how can we just ensure that, while hiring, how we have inclusivity rather than the reinforcing biases in our hiring system? I think sir also mentioned this about.
Yeah, that's hard practicality. Sir discussed about that biasness, sometimes unconscious biasness, and I don't know, but like in my industry, in last 16 years, so we strongly believe in a one last round is a in-person round. So this is the way how we remove this biasness, right? Because AI makes process faster, and the revenue model of my organization, how soon I'll hire my employees, will make more profit. So recruitment is the pillar of the success of my organization, but still we never you can say remove that in-person discussion with the candidate from our guidelines. Second, if I think then recruitment is based on some metrics. It's not only a subjective. So we are very much focused on data. In fact, in the previous question, you also asked that how AI help apart from recruitment, right? So AI really help, like it's a time of performance review, annual performance review. And I really say that we are almost 70% dependent on the data which we are getting from the AI. and 30% yes, manual intervention also for the final discussions. And so that human touch is never get eliminated into our process to remove that biasness. Skill-based metrics we have certain, as ma'am said that we have put our requirement into the AI that these are our parameters to shortlist the candidate, but those parameters are designed by us. So that is the way where we remove those biasness into the hiring. So these are the few, there are so many things, but yeah, there are few things which we are doing.
Which we are
remove that,
practicing.
yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Ruchi, ma'am, my next question to you that, again, how for employee engagement and retention, again, AI can be a game changer.
So after COVID, the focus has been more on the well-being of our employees, right? And that's one of the very prominent retention tool, or would we say that the support that organizations are offering to their employees, because what I believe is that banda badlega to dhanda badlega, right? So it is very, very important to focus on the mindset of people. And that is where the AI help us to support people when they need it. Not to wait, okay, the expert will come, but as and when an employee requires the support, through AI, that support is given to them. So that is way, more employee engagement, more satisfaction that is being done in the organization. Other than recruitment, there are other aspects where we are using AI in the performance management system, because it's very important to have both elements. The human touch, the perceptions of the people, because they are working with day in, day out with the people, plus with the data that we have, right? Because as Tanvi said, the biases that comes when we are dealing with humans, right? And it is obvious, we are humans. We will have our biases. But if we have a combination of both, then I think so we are much more near to the accuracy of the things and the implementation.
Thank you, ma'am. My question to you, Pooja ma'am, that like these students as skills, they need to have certain skills to be developed, but what skills should recruiters develop in an AI-driven hiring landscape?
So first is, of course, that human touch. Recruiter means that you have to recruit one person. So recruitment does not mean only, hiring a person, doing interview or screening of the CV. Recruitment and talent acquisition means making strategy also to attract person to, for my organization where I'm working or where you all are going to work, right? So I'm just taking one example relating to this. So today, you all are invited us today here. So this is what you have done, that employer branding, saying that this is our institute and please, we welcome you here. We want you to discuss about this. So this is what, you already know what is employer branding, right? So you have to brand your organization. So that is one important thing. You have to know your organization, right? You have to be, wonderful human being. Being into recruitment, I would say, because I being into the same field so long, so that that human touch is very important. How you make feel, right? So let's suppose if AI is scrutinizing the CV and on the basis of your key skill requirement, whatever competencies are required, that may be in the JD. So you have put up that in the ATS and you are getting the CVs. But you have to see if some person is having gap in the CV, that may be because of certain reason, because maybe of maternity leave, maybe because of some mishappening at home. So you have to find it out, call that person in spite of, if that person is having good skill and matching to the requirement which you have, but you have to call that person. That is very important, right? So it is about that human touch, nobody can replace. So if I'm just asking you all, so you are sending CVs to the organization and you are getting the revert on, thank you so much, and we are, very impressed, whatever you have mentioned in your CV, but unfortunately we don't have the requirement. That's all, finish. Story end. Khatam ho gaya yahan par. But let's suppose if from that organization one person is going to call you saying that, yes, thank you so much, but what else you can do? we are keeping your CV in your database. So this is how you are, attracting that student or an employee, that this is the organization where I need to work, right? I will attempt again. I will try again in this organization. So failure doesn't mean that I'm failed. The first time I have attempted, failure means first attempt in learning or frequent attempt in learning. So continuous doing that, right? What is there if, I have got that rejected mail, so this is for you all, that what is there I need to improve. So just ask for the feedback from the recruiter, from the team, from where you are getting the mail. So this is very important. To have that connect is important. To have that branding is important, right? And of course, nobody can replace human because AI has been created by humans. Okay? So it's all about how you make feel that person, because if you want to go into talent acquisition or in recruitment, so you just, keep yourself in the shoe of that person. That how, if I'm going to get this kind of response, how it is going to be, right? I did my, in last so many years, I did workshop for, for interviewers also, how to take interview, so that we can do the branding, so that other person can feel valued. Because sometimes we feel like having experience of so many years in the fraternity, that person seems like, okay, I know everything, right? So it means that, we have to sometimes, we all are here to learn today. It's not, learning is never ending for anyone. So it's like, of course, if you have to upskill yourself, keep on learning. So it is very important to understand, being a recruiter, use AI, as Pallavi said, knowledge. You all are getting so many input from here, right? But that human touch, nobody can replace. That's the reason I came into this, because I'll tell you my story. I was in SCL, and it was, my manager told, I was doing my coding. I was in project on Visual Basic and SQL I was working. And then my manager told me that, can you support HR? Because that person is on maternity leave. That's how I get into HR. I said, sir, I don't know anything about HR. I was fresh, I was training there. So he said, no, you can do it, because he might have seen that this is the person who can be there in HR. So this is how I get into HR. This is how I'm really grateful for whosoever in my life, and for all the people. And going into organization doesn't mean that you are not going to get the challenges. So it is about you, that how you are going to face those challenges. It is very important. Life is not easy. We all are here, sitting here, sharing our experiences. We have learned, or everybody has learned out of experiences here today. Right, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. So I wish this could go on and we could have some questions from the audience, but again, owing to the paucity of the time, so I would welcome the students to drop in their questions to the CRC team. They will definitely help you connect with our esteemed panelists and our guest for the day. So
I would like to add one.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
believe we all are on LinkedIn also, right? So students can connect to us on LinkedIn. Definitely will help.
Yes.
Yeah, and also for branding. So you have to brand your own self.
They're an active bunch. They're very active on LinkedIn. So yes, it's the era of network that, hard work is no substitute, but yes, network is the key. So you all are open and welcome to connect with the panelists. So with this thought, we wrap up today's this insightful discussion. I once again express my sincere gratitude to you all for sharing your expertise. And I hope thank you everyone. So I hope this audience will take some insights from this beyond this room and make this more insightful. And I hope these discussions go beyond this room and you embrace this change, as all these panelists said, that AI is the reality, the fundamental reality of today. But again, the human's touch is irreplaceable. So with this thought, we conclude this panel discussion. Thank you all
Just
for being a wonderful
one thing before we end this. And sorry, Dr. Shanu.
No,
Yuvraj said that International Women's Day, and he really thanked each woman. Manish sent out a message. But being a woman, and trust me, it cannot be a good world for any women without the men standing behind us. Okay? And all right, I have 2 children. Yuvraj may not remember, but he's been an ex-colleague of my husband. I'll introduce him, Ashutosh. Pepsi. Right? Trust me, as a daughter, you had your brother, father and your brother. As a friend with whom you go out for a Friday evening, that one friend who drops you back safely to the hostel, to your home. As a colleague who takes it saying that, oh, you know what, I'm calling in sick today, can you cover for me, that colleague? As husbands, as your spouses, they're the ones who are right now taking care of anything that is coming up, right? Phones are switched off, child falls down, there is a cranky, bacha at the home, or a maid doesn't turn up. So let's, especially on today's International Women's Day, I really would like each of the women to take a second and say thank you to the men who have stood by you throughout your life and career so far. So thank you so much, gentlemen, and I hope that you will keep making this world a better place for the women that are there.
Definitely, it goes unsaid. Thank you everyone. So,
a heartfelt thank you to our esteemed panelists for sharing their invaluable insights on the AI cannot replace humans. Humans' brain is the most powerful computer in the world, and also AI is not a threat, it enhances our lives. And thank you, Shanu ma'am, for support. And let's take these learnings forward and shape a future-ready workforce.
I would request Purva ma'am, Nilamra ma'am and Pooja ma'am to please felicitate our panelists.
Ms. Pallavi Mishra, Vice President of Human Resource Confidential.
Ms. Ruchi Chillana Gera, the Group HR Head, Gateway District Park Ltd. Ms. Tanvi Mittal, HR Head, India, WeLink Incorporation. Ms. Pooja Singh Chauhan, Head of Talent Acquisition and Development in RHI Magnista. Thank you to our esteemed panelists. We'll move forward towards the valedictory. Ma'am, yes. You didn't have.
But please cooperate with all the women on the stage now. Sit straight. Good. Remember, endings are always very important and very beautiful, so you should never miss the most important part of any event, that is the valedictory speech. Okay?
To our esteemed speakers, delegates, and organizers, thank you. This Management HR Conclave on Industry 4.0 has been a resounding success. We have gained valuable insights, forged new connections, and reaffirmed the commitment to the future of HR. We appreciate the dedication and expertise of our speakers, the active participation of our delegates, and the tireless efforts of our organizers. We hope that the knowledge and inspiration you have gained here will serve you well in your future endeavors.
We are honored to introduce Mr. Sandeep Tyagi, a seasoned HR leader with proven track record of success. As HR head of Uflex Chemicals and former director HR at Samsung Electronics, Sir has established himself as a thought leader in talent acquisition and talent engagement with his unique blend of strategic vision, business acumen, and passion for HR. Sir is poised to share valuable lessons and practices with us. Let's welcome him to the HR Conclave.
So I know it's the last session of the day, just before lunch, so I'll not take much time. So first of all, thanks to Dr. Pooja and Dr. Purva for having invited me here for this valedictory session. It's my great honor to be here at DME and meet up with all young colleagues here. The topic here, the recruitment trends and practices. So before me, so many esteemed panelists has spoken about, how AI is transforming the HR world and how AI is transforming the whole recruitment scenario in general. Some very specific trends I will just mention in front of you. Things are very transformative. Obsolescence is extremely fast. What was really hot till 1 month back is now getting obsolete. So all of you must have heard about DeepSeek, right? So ChatGPT was the rage for last 1 year and was like everybody used to talk about ChatGPT and all. But last 1 month back, DeepSeek has struck so drastically that all the IT stocks globally, they fell down by almost more than 20%. When a stock like NVIDIA tanks more than 20% in 1 day, it is a matter of great surprise. So the rate of obsolescence in AI world is so fast that we never know what is next coming up very soon. So India is also now trying to counter and address. We've been left behind. You know, DeepSeek came from China and hit ChatGPT. Now it's time for India and our. I just 2 days back I heard IT minister. He's thrown a challenge to the Wipros and the TCS of the world to come up with their own version of AI, and let's see what it transforms. World Economic Forum, in its latest 2025 reports, has given up some trends. So as per, it's a very, very well-respected forum, World Economic Forum, which is held in Davos. 92 million jobs will get dislocated or will get removed. 92 million jobs. But side by side, 170 million new jobs will also come. So net there'll be an increase of about 78 million jobs. Now, where these new jobs will come up, this is a matter of discussion. So I'll briefly talk to you about where these new jobs will come up. So most of the new areas, emerging areas, will be into analytics field, data analytics, predictive analytics. So this is going to be the future of jobs, future of workforce in times to come. Then comes cybersecurity. Cybersecurity, with so much of hacking happening, and I mean, when US defense systems get hacked, that's a matter of great concern. So cybersecurity will be of a paramount importance, and new jobs will come in that field. So similarly, it's mostly around IT field and IT domains where new jobs are coming, and Gen AI is the rage. In US, jobs scenario is getting bad. There's so much of joblessness, where now with Trump cutting up jobs, but Gen AI is something which is booming like anything. People, every 2 months they get a new job. My daughter works for Accenture in US, and I mean, in Gen AI, there's so much of boom coming up. So this is unprecedented and very difficult to meet up with those things. Having said that, in HR field, I don't know how many of you are from HR domain here. 80% of the jobs will get automated. So 20% will stay where the obsolescence may not happen that fast, but there also AI will play a part. Now, which are those 20% jobs which will still exist, but with the intervention of technology, which is around counseling, mentoring, learning and development. There also, our chatbots and our chat GPTs will play a big part, but still, that is one area where HR will still exist. Rest, in terms of talent acquisition or a payroll, or you talk of how the whole incentive programs run, will get completely automated. In Samsung, I was using software of Workday. Now in Uflex, we are using Oracle. And these are so user-friendly systems available on mobiles, and user-friendly, people can go and check their entire life history of this particular company for their HR related areas. So 20% of these counseling, mentoring, learning and development, coaching, these are the kind of jobs in HR domain which will still thrive. Now, having said that, there are my speakers before me, they spoke so much about AI and ChatGPT, so I'll not repeat that. What is different from what is still, which is now coming up very deeply, is we are using gamification for building talent, for hirings, for developing talent as such. Now, what are the advantages of gamification? So friends, earlier we used to run assessment centers, right? To identify talent, we would do assessment, there was psychometric testing, it still happens, psychometric testing. So these assessment centers used to run for a day and a half or 2 days. Now, in today's scenario, 2 days is a very long time. So which has shrunk to 1 hour now, or 45 minutes. And the reports are, the analytical reports which come out of those assessment centers are far more accurate. And that is with the help of gamification. So you simulate the actual working environment, you simulate the actual working condition through gamification, and whether it is your internal talent or external talent, they are supposed to answer that. So if you guys are looking for one new area where transformation is happening, that is introduction of gamification. Automation, I have already spoken how automation is rapidly changing the world. Then comes the branding, employer branding. So employer branding through social media. All of us are on Insta or a Facebook or a LinkedIn. So it's very important, both from the organization perspective and from the individual's perspective, to be accurate and to be posting relevant things. I know of an example. So there is a very big international training agency. There was a very senior person in this international training agency in India who was like second in command, and he came from Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir, and he posted something around Jammu and Kashmir on the LinkedIn and social media. Now, this international American company, when you put something on social media, it gets viral immediately. And the company had to take disciplinary action, and that person, very, very capable person, but due to this social media posting, had to lose his job. So the idea behind telling you this incident is that be very careful on what you are posting, because recruiters are scanning social media platforms on your personal details, on your social media habits, what kind of things you are posting, what kind of things you are watching also. So social media is something extremely important now and cannot be taken casually. I'll also talk about some leadership qualities which are going to be important, which are still relevant and going to be important in times to come. Drive for results. Friends, this is one of the most important competency which has come from behind and will continue to prosper, and where companies will pay greater attention is how much passion you have for drive for results. There are targets in the organizations, and people who join, young leaders like you who join the company, are supposed to meet these targets, the business objectives which are set. So whatever AI you bring in, whatever automation you bring in, but the targets are sacrosanct and you have to meet those targets. So how much passion you have for drive for results is something going to be extremely important in the times to come. Secondly, creative intelligence. How innovative are you and how creative are you? So creative intelligence has been identified as the second most important quality which young leaders will have to be successful in times to come. Third is navigating the organizations. Now the likes of Samsung or a Microsoft or a Google, these are oceans, frankly. That 10,000, more than 5 lakh employees in Samsung, about similar numbers, lakhs and lakhs of employees spread across more than 200 countries, across different time zones. So these are oceans in themselves. To know the right centers of levers, right levers of power, right levers of influence, and how you navigate through. So these are very large organizations with large, they also have their bureaucracy. So people to be successful should know how to navigate through these organizations. And lastly, building best teams. So this quality will never be reducing in its importance. Building best teams is going to be important, has been important earlier also, and will be important in future also. Companies pay a great attention on what kind of talent they are hiring, whether it is a freshers talent, whether it is lateral hiring or consultants or whatever. But companies look at building best teams, those guys who have drive for results, all the qualities which I have spoken. So, I mean, in my organizations, we go to some of the best campuses to hire the best talents who are groomed on the qualities which I said, which I'll summarize in the end. One is drive for results. This is quality number one. Second is creative intelligence and being innovative. You know how new technologies. So also I'll add with this, we did a survey in Samsung. What is that competency which will be the most relevant for people in the organization? And Samsung being a tech company, still digital competency was found as the most important, where there was need for catching up. Digital competency. So all of you, I mean, I'm sure you would be on social media, but increase your digital competencies on new aspects. The third thing which I said was navigating organizations, and lastly, building best teams. So friends, with this, I will, if you have any questions, you are free to ask me, or these are some of the top trends which will guide the industry in times to come in the world of artificial intelligence and technology transformation. Thank you very much.
We sincerely thank Mr. Sandeep Tyagi for his insightful talk on AI and future work. Your valuable perspective on upskilling HR for AI-driven hiring have been truly enlightening. We appreciate your time and expertise in guiding us toward the future of HR. We would like Dr. Purva ma'am, Nilamra ma'am and Pooja ma'am to please felicitate the guests.
As we bring this event to a close, I would like to invite Dr. Pooja Sharma to deliver the vote of thanks. We are thankful to each of you for being an integral part of this experience. Ma'am, a highly respected faculty in teaching and research, has played a vital role in organizing this event, and we appreciate her dedication and hard work. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Pooja Sharma, Assistant Professor, DME Management School, co-convener of Management HR Conclave 2025.
It is both an honor and a privilege to deliver this vote of thanks today. On behalf of the organizing team, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the distinguished guests, speakers, and participants in today's conclave. First of all, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Yuvraj Srivastav, and our keynote speaker, Mr. Jyotirmoy Bose, founder of White Spaces, for making time for coming today and sharing their pearls of wisdom. Sir, your expertise has really given us a lot to reflect upon. We are also deeply grateful to our esteemed panelists, including Ms. Pallavi Mishra, Ms. Ruchi Chilana Gera, Mr. Mayank Singh, Dr. Pooja Singh Chauhan, and Ms. Tanvi Mittal for their engaging and thought-provoking discussion on Industry 4.0 on talent transformation across sectors. A special appreciation to our session moderator, Ms. Shanu Jain, for steering the discussion so effectively. Our heartfelt thanks to our guest of honor, Mr. Sandeep Tyagi, HR Head UFlex, for the validatory session highlighting AI and the future of work, sharing valuable strategies to upskill the HR professionals. A deep sense of gratitude to Dr. Nilambra, Head Career Progression Cell, for her continued effort and helping us bring such a great pool of esteemed guests on one platform. I would also like to express a deep sense of gratitude to Professor Dr. Purva Ranjan, Professor Dr. Ravikant Swami, and our Vice Chairpersons, Aman Sahani sir and Nishtha ma'am, for being advisors and a guiding light in preparation of this great event. And I would like to tell, ma'am, without you, this event wouldn't have been possible. A sincere thanks to all our distinguished faculty members, students, and our whole CRC team who has been working tirelessly to ensure the seamless execution of this conclave. Also, I would like to thank Anand sir for infrastructure support, Pradeep sir for IT support, Anmol sir for creative support, and the housekeeping for their special efforts provided for making this event a huge success. Lastly, a big thank you to our wonderful audience, our students, for their enthusiastic participation and asking questions, making this event a meaningful and engaging experience. With this, I would like to conclude today's session, and we definitely look forward to many more such enlightening discussions in future. Thank you very much.